today, I'm Eve Mayer. Well, I'm always Eve Mayer, and I'm going to talk to you about the fearless alter ego. Actually, I tell you what, I went on a date. I'm going to tell you about my date. Would you like to hear about my date? Okay, let me tell you about my date. There's a lot of women here. Guys, you can handle this. I know you can. Okay. So it was pretty juicy. It was actually my first date in 14 years. I was terrified. I was so scared. And I met the guy online, and I knew what they said about online dating. So I already knew he was going to be secretly married. I knew that. He was going to drug me and steal my organs and sell them on the black market. So I wore the right outfit for that. That was good. And I also knew it could be even worse than that. He would just maybe not be into me. So I was prepared for that as well. So I met him at a coffee house, and I walked up, and whoa, he was tall. And he was handsome. His shirt, it was a button-down shirt. It was a little too tight, just the way I like it, right? So we sat down and we talked a little bit, and he was really funny in a sick kind of way that I enjoy, and he was really intelligent in a way that I really liked, and we talked for a while, and we ended up dating for several weeks. The very first guy that I met. Had a lot of fun, and when it ended, he said, "You don't understand how tough it is doing online dating. It is crazy. It is tough out there." And I thought, I got this, right? But he was right, and I was wrong. Online dating is tough. So when I figured this out, I decided I would be tougher. So what I needed next was a goal, right? And I couldn't figure out how I was going to do this because I really thought about it, and I had been with my ex-husband for 14 years. So after divorce, I was kind of nervous, and I thought, well, what do I really want? And what I wanted was to date. I like men. I mean, I really like men. I like them a lot. And so I thought, I just really want to date and experience dating and see what that would be like. But I was scared, because it had been 14 years, and I didn't know how to find somebody to date. I didn't know how to flirt. I didn't know how to get dressed up for a date or show the appropriate amount of cleavage. Like, there's no ruler that tells you, yes, this is the appropriate amount of cleavage. That's too much. Don't do that. So I was really nervous about this. But there was an even bigger fear. And it was the fear of so many women that I spoke with who didn't go after what they wanted. And I wanted to know what would happen. What if I didn't go after what I wanted? I've spoken with so many women who, after a broken marriage or relationship of 10, 20, 25 years, give up on what they want because of fear. And I'm not saying everyone needs to be a couple. There's a lot of people who live a single life and are very fulfilled. I'm talking about women who want a man in their life. And no longer does it always have to be a husband. Maybe they want a man for forever. Maybe they want a man for a little while. Maybe they want a man for tonight, okay? So that fear of just not going for that is very interesting to me, and I still find that men do a better job of going after what they want. Not only in romance, but in professional careers and a lot of things. And a lot of times, women do not put themselves first. They say things like, I'll date after my mom's not sick anymore, or when the kids get older, or when the company achieves this goal. And they wait until their kids grow up, and their mom is still sick, and the company's achieved all its goals, and they've forgotten what they wanted to go after in the first place. So I decided I would go after what I wanted, and I would run toward fear. So when I made that decision, the next thing I needed then was a goal, right? So I set myself a goal of 52 dates in 1 year, right? This is pretty aggressive. People thought this was kind of crazy, which is, I haven't heard that, more than one time. But so 52 dates in 1 year. And actually, I overachieved. I got to over 52 dates in 9 months. Which really makes sense because as women, we can create an entire human life in 9 months. So surely we can go on 52 dates in 9 months, all right? We can get this done. I would like to share my analytical results with you now. The results, 59 dates in 9 months with 28 men. That's pretty good, right? Not bad. Okay, so 18 of them lasted 1 date, and 10 of them lasted more than 1 date. It was a lot of average Joes, like a lot of regular guys, some amazing, entertaining losers, like incredible, right? Amazing, great stories. And a couple of winners that rocked my world. So what I learned out of this is that dating is different now. And I really needed help from my single friends. So what my single friends did is they said, okay, we're going to get you dressed. We're going to get you ready for these dates, right? So what they did is they maybe throw away my mom jeans, and that was hard. I mean, I really suffered when that happened, but apparently mom jeans are not good with your butt, and I had to get jeggings to do different things to my butt, and I did that. So we did that, and then they said, the next thing that we have to do is we have to take you to the very best bikini waxer in town. I said, what? Okay. And so then at the beginning, my 3 friends took me, armed with a little ibuprofen and a lot of champagne, to the best bikini waxer in town. We go there. I go into the room. It's like a doctor's office with a table, right? So there's a table there. A dark and mysterious woman walks in. And my friends had told me now it is fashionable to get your lady parts waxed into shapes like smiley faces, hearts, and martini glasses. And I always want to be different. So I was like, maybe I should get a trapezoid. I don't know. So anyway, then I decided to go in there, right? And I'm in the room. This woman walks in. She's dark. She's mysterious. She's smiling at me. She tells me to take off my clothes. She has this thick accent. I can't place it. I can't figure out what country she's from. But after she rips hot wax off of my vagina, I figured out she's from hell, right? That is where she is from. I placed that accent right away. I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how to handle these things. The last time I dated, there was no online dating, right? There was no sites that you went on and found someone to date. So I had no idea what I was doing. And so I set these things up and I try to discover what to do. And I share custody with my ex-husband and my 6-year-old daughter. So when I have a night to myself, I don't want to be out looking for a date. I want to be on a date. And now the numbers to me were shocking that more than 1/3 of marriages start online. So that was really new information to me. So I began this process and I really didn't know what I was doing. And I set these things up and at first I was horrible at it. I was dating it was bad, right? So I was not getting many dates. I was not getting many responses. But after a while, I figured out the secrets. I got on a roll and I got to the point where I could get as many dates as I wanted with a much higher quality of man. And I was really enjoying myself. I really didn't know what I was doing. So I put it all into a book called Get It Girl Guide to Online Dating and Sextiquette, which is coming out next year. And you all need a copy for your girlfriends. Not for you, of course. You got this now, right? So one of the things I didn't know about was sextiquette. And sextiquette is the etiquette of sex, often made more challenging by technology. The last time I dated, there were very few cell phones. There was no texting, and there was definitely no sexting, right? So I didn't know about sexting. I knew a little bit about it, but I hadn't experienced it. So I met a guy online, and he started to text with me, and we were planning a date. I'd never met him in person. And very soon after, he sent me a picture. And the picture was of an object, but it was not his house, or his car, or his face. But it did belong to him. I was shocked, right? I couldn't believe that this happened. I knew that politicians and teenagers did this, but in my test sample of the men that I dated, right? The men that I dated at ages 24 to 52, it became very common that this happened. And when I checked with my single friends, they said, yes, dirty pictures happen. So I was shocked. And I've heard a lot of women say this happened to them and they couldn't take it, so they just left dating alone. They didn't do it anymore. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to date. So when I had this experience and I was shocked, I decided to depend on my fearless alter ego. My fearless alter ego is something I've used since I was a kid. I always would act as if when I was scared of doing something. It's something that I created, and you should use too, for when life scares the crap out of you, but you want to go after something. So the first time I used it, I was auditioning for a play as a child, and I pretended like I was a famous actress doing a monologue, and I got the part at 12 years old. When I was 19, I first started my first corporation, and I just created this alter ego where I actually knew about investing in real estate until I actually did. So that worked out, thank goodness. And right now, in front of you, talking about this book and this subject that's not even out yet and hasn't even happened yet, I am terrified. But my fearless alter ego, who picked out this dress, feels good, right? She feels really good. She picked out the Spanx too. So anyway, all right. So, you know, when I knew that I could tap into those things, it's really helped me in my life achieve all the things that I have, being a parent, everything, professionally. And I really would like for you to try it too. It sounds silly, but even Beyonce does it. Beyonce, who is a famous singer and actress, goes on stage. She gets really nervous and shy. She's an incredible performer. And what she does, she uses a character named Sasha Fierce to be brave in front of people. So now I want you to grab the name tag on your table or your chair and the pen. I want you to think of right now in your life what you want to go for that you're too scared. Don't write it on there, but just think in your head. Don't tell anybody. What you really want to go for in your life right now, at work, in your personal life, whatever it is, but you're too scared to go for it. And we're going to create your fearless alter ego name right now. Here we go. All right, for your first name, I want you to think back to your favorite toy or stuffed animal in your childhood. What was the name of your favorite toy or stuffed animal? Now write down the first name of that toy or stuffed animal. If it has two names like Raggedy Ann, just put Raggedy, just the first word, right? That's your first name for your fearless alter ego. My favorite stuffed animal was Abigail. I didn't really like dolls much, and I used to leave her naked in the driveway in the rain, but she was awesome. I loved her. So you got your first name there. Now, for your last name for your fearless alter ego, I want you to think, if money was no object, what would be your favorite brand of shoes or handbags? So the last word of your favorite brand of shoes or handbags is your last name of your fearless alter ego. My favorite shoes are Jimmy Choos. I actually don't own any yet, but I'll do that next year. That's my goal next year. Men this year, shoes next year. So I got it all planned out, right? So my fearless alter ego name is Abigail Chew. Right? It's pretty sexy, right? Abigail Chew, right? So I want you now to peel that off and put your fearless alter ego name right there. And for the rest of the day, what I'd like you to do is when you introduce yourself as your fearless alter ego. Your fearless alter ego is the most brilliant, confident, amazing version of you. She can go after what she wants. She can take regular steps towards what she wants, right? She would have the courage that if she got a dirty picture from a guy and she saw it, she would have a comeback like, I can see something in the picture, but it is too small for me to make out. She would say things like that, right? Or just simply, is it cold there? Right, so these are the things that she could really, really do. I want you to use your fearless alter ego. I want you to test it out today. If there's a cute guy in the coffee house you've been checking out, I want you to tell him hello. If there's a position at your company that you know you are the right fit for, I want your fearless alter ego to speak up. It's time to let your fearless alter ego to show you the way. Thank you so much. I'm Eve Mayer. Go get it.